So I want to come up here and talk about the cheating for a moment. There seems to be a pushback from the people who did in fact cheat. In fact, some of these people are YouTubers, streamers, etc., who cheated and now have negative orbs. And what's hilarious is instead of what I would have expected is like, oh, I got caught, I guess I have to be like, sorry guys, and do the classic YouTube apology thing. I'm literally seeing like 2-hour video essays from people with negative orbs trying to explain away their situation as to why it's a ransom, why they got misled, why the things they did either aren't as bad, or why the $35,000 that they owe Blizzard is ridiculous, about why they couldn't get their money back for the legitimate purchases. I don't understand the whine. It's like you have entered the finding out portion of around and finding out. How is this not blatantly obvious for anyone involved? You go out, you cheat through a sketchy system that could involve people with stolen credit cards. Granted, a lot of people are arguing, oh no, it's not a stolen credit card. It's a glitch in Apple that what it actually does is make it charge $0 and okay, so it's theft. So it's not theft from stolen credit cards, it's theft from Blizzard because you found out a literal exploit that makes it charge $0, and for some reason you expected Blizzard just to be like, oh, okay, everyone gets infinite of our resources in the game. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? It's hilarious to me. It's like, when has any game has that ever been the case? Like back in RuneScape, when there was an accidental T-bow spawn just left on the ground, T-bow being the most expensive item in the other game, they rode back the entire server. Like, there's never been a game in existence that I can think of where there's just an infinite money glitch, just infinite problems in it, and the whole server's like, yeah, who cares? I guess our game's ruined now. Like, of course Blizzard's going to fix this. Like, of course they're going to ban people cheating. Of course they're going to try to deal with the liability issues. And of course, people who cheated are going to come up and try to explain why them cheating isn't as big of a deal, why they were misled, why it was predatory tactics, why it wasn't actually stealing credit cards, it was only stealing from Apple. Like, the amount of copium that you people are whiffing right now is honestly embarrassing for you. I also don't get these apologists. I'm seeing people up there saying, oh, Blizzard's so predatory. They're so predatory that this is fine. We shouldn't be banning people for trying to figure out ways to make the game cheaper. They're not trying to figure out a way to make the game cheaper. They're trying to figure out a way to get an advantage over you, the person who's apologizing for them. Okay? They're not cheating against just Blizzard. They're trying to be stronger because the game is pay to win. The same people that cheated are complaining that, oh, it's so pay to win, I have to cheat. Why? So you can beat the other players? You're pushing them down. If no one cheated, it's the same thing as if everyone cheated, right? It's still a pay-to-win game. The mechanics are the same. You're not a saint for trying to suddenly be stronger than the person next to you for less money. You're just a piece of shit that went around the service agreements, and now you're trying to make excuses. Fat L, fat downvote, okay? Take this dislike, in my opinion. And on top of it, what doesn't make any goddamn sense is I'm seeing one of these guys come out with a literal 2-hour essay trying to explain away his $35,000 expenditure. And then in the down below, he removes the comments, so you can't leave a comment. I'm not even going to say his name because you don't deserve publicity. And what's hilarious is in the actual description of this video, the person says, I've been overlooked by the larger streamers and the social media outlets. Oh, so people like me who built our platform without cheating now owe you a spot to come up and explain why you're a cheater and it's not so bad? No, take this L and hold it, baby. At the end of the day, you had to go out of your way to make this decision. It's even stupider if you've spent, admittedly, your own money. Let's say you spend $5,000 of your own money. You realize, I like being pay to win. I'm stronger than other people. I'm feeling like I'm a good player. Let me go spend $10,000 on the cheating website in order to get an even bigger amount so I can crush people even more to fuel my ego even more. And you do it through cheating, then you get banned, and then there's suddenly a million reasons as to either why it's okay or why you did it or all that. Just stop. Just stop. If you're a cheater, just die into obscurity like we all know you're going to. Like, that is the way this works, okay? You don't get to the top by building a crappy house of cards from the bottom, okay? You have to, as you climb through the ranks of both Take this as a lesson from me, both social media as well as gameplay. You have to do it legitimately. And if you cannot become a top player in a pay-to-win game, consider that the fact that you chose to play a pay-to-win game, and that is the reality of it. If you cannot afford to be a top player in a pay-to-win game, much like me, I don't have tens of thousands of dollars laying around to do it. So guess what? I can't do it, because I'm not going to cheat. I don't get to have tier 3 wings. It doesn't matter that I'm literally what I would probably consider the largest YouTuber at this point covering the game on a daily basis. It does not matter. I cannot afford to do it within the rules I agreed upon when I started the game, so I do not get to have tier 3 wings. I chose to play this game. I didn't choose to play it, then decide to change the rules to fit my own personal ego and inflation of self-worth. I've seen this mirrored across multiple things, and I'm really sick of this concept. I remember when I was growing, I had like 2,000 subs at one point. I got to about 4,000, swapped to Raid Shadow Legends. At that time, I made communications with somebody who's gonna remain nameless, and that person decided to purchase YouTube subscribers because in his personal belief, that would help him get to the top. He actually thought, literally in his own words, as I know for a fact, because I'm a YouTuber, sponsors will pay me more because I have more subscribers, AKA fraud. So what I'm trying to tell you is it doesn't matter if it's the game or anything in life. If you try to cheat your way to the top, you're building a house of cards. Everything will crumble underneath you. That's not the way it works. Guess what happens when you buy subs on YouTube? Those subs are dead subs. They don't actually click on anything. So your click-through rate plummets because they're still showing up in those sub feeds, even though they're bot accounts, and your click-through rate goes to garbage, okay? And no one watches your videos. There's no engagement. There's no audience retention. It's the same concept. Cheating is a shortcut to get somewhere. And shortcuts very rarely work out because shortcutting reduces the quality between point A and point B. In this case, reducing the quality of the safety of your account because you knew that the cost, the acquisition cost of those discounted resources was the safety of your account. And now that you're unhappy with your purchase and the risk assessment no longer looks good to you, you don't get to change the rules, and you also don't get to change the punishment for the rules. The fact people are complaining about the opportunity to purchase their way out of a situation they put themselves into is the ultimate irony, because in my opinion, all these people should be permanently banned, instantly have no chance, and fuck you and your money you spent.